So the rage. You notice how we start every episode with the word "so"?
Cue the clip, monkeys. So.
No.
You motorboating son of a bitch. Where is she? She's still in the house?
I don't even know what that's a reference from.
Wedding Crashers.
Oh my god, how did I miss that?
So,
you know my Wi-Fi is Rule 78. That's the name of my Wi-Fi at home.
Rule 78?
Yeah, Rule 78. No excuses, play like a champion.
I thought it was 76.
Is it 76? Have I been living the lie?
You have been living the lie.
It is 76.
No excuses, please. Rule number 1. Never leave a fellow crasher behind.
I love how they just start clearly making up rules as they go through the movie.
It's like being in this car.
I have a question for you, and this will go back to fantasy football, which I'm very excited to get close to fantasy football talk.
Yes.
You know, I want to do a segment every week where we talk fantasy football. This is not it, but
you do realize though that, admittedly and called out multiple times, I have trouble separating fantasy from reality.
I know this.
Where a guy will be a beast, but
Yep.
not a beast in numbers.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
I get it.
So you're gonna get my perspective. Just know
Right.
that's where it's coming from.
Right. So, here's what I'm thinking. The Bills have not committed to a running back after McCoy, right? McCoy's still locked up for the next 3 years.
Okay.
Right? After this year, it gets very easy to let him go financially if you want to. No problem. You can let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or you can keep him. Who cares? Right? Paying him, whatever.
Okay.
You got Ivory now, which again is not expensive. You got Cadet, who is again not expensive. You got Murray, who is again not expensive. You see where I'm going with this, right? So,
Yes.
Okay. So your commitment is to McCoy for this year and maybe next year.
Okay.
Tevin Coleman's a free agent next year,
Ooh.
which was primarily one of the reasons why I wanted him.
Yes.
Was because he's going to play out this year in Atlanta. He's got minimal usage as a 4-year starter, and he is primed to get paid.
Yes.
Because when he hits the market, he's going to be a number one for a lot of people, because you can go get a running back through the draft, or you can go get this 4-year starter or 4-year player.
26-year-old, roughly.
Yeah.
That has half the mileage on him.
Who was supposed to be the starter. He was supposed to be the starter in Atlanta, and Freeman beat him out because Coleman was just hurt. And then Freeman just turned out to be a monster. And that's what happened. That stuff happens, right? But Coleman's going to get another shot. And he played great when Freeman was out, so he's going to get another shot. And I think Buffalo offers him the perfect chance because Buffalo's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they are going to want to plug and play something on that offense. Okay? So I think Coleman gives you the opportunity to do that. So my question to you is, next year when free agency rolls around, how loud and how possible will it be that the Bills are going to sign Tevin Coleman and move on from Shady?
Well, you bring up an interesting point. Number one, the fact that the Bills will have so much cap room next year to play around with. So I don't know right away who the free agent running backs are. However, it's almost like left tackles. I don't want to touch any of the free agent running backs because the system that has been going on in place now is you draft a guy, run him in the ground for 4 years, and that team tries to get him cheaper because he knows the system. And that's how it goes. So you got guys that come in with so much tread on the tires, whether they're not injured or not, from college, blah, blah, blah.
Look at, like, DeMarco Murray, right? Everybody said that, oh, well, don't worry, but he's only got 2 years as a starter, but he was already burned out. Like, they rode him into the ground in Dallas.
Yes.
They did. So even though he had 2 years as a starter before he went to Philly.
400 touches or something like that?
Yeah, he had some insane amount of touches. So, I mean, they really buried him as hard as they could.
Okay.
So I think it's an interesting conversation. You look at those part-time starters, right?
Yes.
That's really what he is. He's a part-time starter. So how much value does he really maintain? How realistic is it? And is it something the Bills should really think about? I love Tevin Coleman.
I just worry about the fact that you're bringing a guy who is split time to making him the main guy. I always worry about that. That's like when some of these teams have their number 2 wide receiver, and then another team signs them to be their starter, like to be their number 1 guy. Some guys can't take that responsibility. Zay Jones, heck of a number 2, maybe number 3. If another team wanted to be their number 1, they would be very disappointed.
Kind of like a head scratcher when Robert Woods got signed to be 1 in St. Louis.
Yeah.
We all looked at it and went, what? What? He's good. 1?
I mean, I think a lot of teams right now are trying to look for, even though they're not together anymore, that whole Amari Cooper, Michael Crabtree, or like a Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb type. You got your one guy is the consistent, solid route runner that'll give you your first downs, and another guy that'll take the top off the defense. I think that's what everyone's trying to get right now. But, I mean, getting back to Coleman, I think it's an excellent option because you get a guy who's experienced in the NFL for 4 years. He has half the amount of carries, so realistically, he's probably more, he's not going to be 26, he'll be 23 in football years. That's a big thing that I always talked about with Shady because he doesn't have as many touches as some of these other greats that he's comparable to at age 30, even though he's going to be age 30 going into the season.
Right, from a usage perspective, you're saying his NFL life his
27,
NFL age is a little shorter.
27, 28 maybe.
Okay.
So it is an interesting discussion because you'll have to see A, how McCoy plays out this year, B, how Ivory plays out this year.
Yeah.
And where will the focus be for the Buffalo Bills as far as their cap spending will go? Because you got to realize they're going to have to take a look down the line. This coaching staff is very good at, or this front office so far is one that you know they have the big picture. They don't want to spend all their cap money. They want to have some rollover.
Well, they're going to need to invest in the wide receiver position.
Oh, God.
At some point, right?
Yeah.
Because Benjamin's on the last year of his deal. Zay Jones is still locked up for the next 2, even after this year. And then that's it. That's it.
Curly 1 year?
I think Curly's a 1 year. You got Rod Streeter on a 1 year. Like, it's after that, there's no investment in the wide receiver position. Right. Very Doug Whaley-esque. Remember, Doug Whaley never really invested in the wide receiver group. It was always...
I don't think he knew who they were. Linebackers, yeah. Wide receivers,
not so much. Not so much.
Quarterbacks?
Also not so much. But the peculiar thing about this to me is, yes, you're getting a guy in Tevin Coleman if he were to come to Buffalo. You get a guy who can do what Shady does. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He actually is a better receiver than Shady.
How big is he?
I'm not sure.
I don't think, because I think Coleman, I don't think
he's got to be bigger than Shady.
You mean thicker? I don't think he's taller.
I think he's taller than Shady.
Really?
Yes. 6'1", 210.
So they're 2 inches difference.
Yeah,
they're same weight. Wow, okay. He is bigger. Tevin Coleman is bigger than Shady McCoy, according to Pro
2 inches.
Football Reference.
Same weight, 2 inches, though.
If I had a nickel.
You get a guy that can do it all, right? He can run between the tackles, he can get to the edge, and he can catch out of the backfield. And that's, as much as I love Shady, whenever he catches the football, I get nervous.
Why?
I just don't think he's not, it just never looks like it's a very natural thing for him to catch the football. Always looks like he fights the ball every reception.
Well, he's got like 7¼ inch hands. That's probably why. It probably looks like he's holding a beach ball. No, I'm just kidding. No, he has so many self-inflicted wounds. I mean, not a lot, but like he never takes shots.
What do you mean?
He doesn't have a lot of contact injuries.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, he'll have a pulled groin, or he'll strain a hamstring, or something. He doesn't. He's very good at, avoiding really big hits.
It's those soft tissue issues that he runs into.
Yeah.
They're always soft tissue injuries.
But I don't understand. Like, I seen him as a receiver. He seems pretty good. Do you think he fights the ball when he's trying to catch it?
Oh, okay. Looks like he fights it. So, well, I mean, I guess that begs the question. We talked about Tevin Coleman for a couple minutes. Do you see Shady next offseason still being the Buffalo Bills running back?
No.
You don't?
No.
Why not? See, to me, it's Tevin Coleman or you keep Shady. It's very cut and dry. I don't think you do anything more than that.
No, I mean, you got Ivory there for this year and next year.
Right.
He's not your number one back.
No.
Let me just get that out of the way right away.
No.
You think Ivory's the good? No, it's not. I just think that they're going to end up, even though they're going to have the cap space for Shady, I just don't think they'll hang on to him because of the amount of usage he's going to go through this year.
That's true. That's a good point to make.
I really think he's going to, next year, he will not be worth the amount of money for his, because you pay the guy for how he's going to produce for you. It's not, oh, you did this so much for the organization, thank you.
Right.
Because of his number won't reflect how they're going to use him next year.
Okay.
I think his carries will be cut way down. His amount of times out of the backfield, what he's going to do. I just think this year they're going to use him so much and rely on him so much that at 31 he's not going to have that much juice in the tank. Now I could be wrong. I'm just going on what I think.
Do you think his usage will increase, decrease, or remain the same, McCarron to Josh Allen?
He will be asked to do more with Allen than McCarron.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, because like you said, the starting quarterback doesn't help the backup quarterback. However, the running backs have to be in constant communication with him. Right. So there'll probably be times where he's out there, he'll call a play, and maybe Shady will give him a hint about something. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, hey, if he doesn't come off this right side, I'm going to leak out and give you a safety valve. Okay, right. Thanks, man.
Right.
And that may not be in the original diagram of the play.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If McCarron starts 10 games this year, does that change your perception on McCoy being on the team next year?
I think either one, he's going to be used a lot.
Okay.
This is Dable has a very run-first philosophy. That's why you go and get another starting running back that can run through the tackle. Yeah.
Yeah. Ivory's a horse. Like, let's just call it what it is. He is a horse.
Yes. And he will inflict as much damage as he takes. So that's why you get him for 2 years. He'll pound the rock to give Shady a blow. Can't even talk anymore with you.
Give me the rock, crickety crack, bitch.
It's like driving around with a 16-year-old half the time. Yeah, you said something dirty.
That Whitney Houston references just flew right through my mind as soon as you said rock and blow. It's like, Jesus Christ. Cut.
Anywho, it's so it's one of, I don't know. You bring up a very interesting point. Does his workload increase with Allen versus McCarron? I think they're going to run it regardless. Whoever the hell's in there. Just the play designs, I think, would be different with McCarron and Allen. Not the runs, just the play designs for the passes. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think? You think Shady's on this team next year?
No. I don't. Oh, God, I hate to say that. No, I don't. They could absorb the cap hit to let him go. Via trade or release. Should they? No, that's a different question, right? But if they do it for anybody other than Tevin Coleman, I'll be disappointed. I really would. If you're gonna give up Shady, I think you want to go give yourself the best opportunity to upgrade at the position. And nobody you ever sign is ever an upgrade, right away. Mm-hmm. Like, you look at it and say, "Oh, this guy's a great fit. He should be an upgrade," but you don't really know until you get him out on the field. So I'd be willing to take that chance with Tevin Coleman, but I would not be willing to take that chance with a rookie running back in the draft. So if they're gonna let Shady go, for me, it's got to be for Tevin Coleman, because Atlanta's certainly not going to re-sign him.
I do like Coleman.
I like Coleman a lot.